Number 5, Notre Dame. At number 2, Ohio State.
Key, Ohio State's a 17-point favorite. It's the first game as head coach for Marcus Freeman of Notre Dame, and many people want him to have this job. He's earned this right to get this job. This is a really tough way to open up your Notre Dame coaching stint if you're Marcus Freeman against number 2 Ohio State and Marcus Stroud on the other side, C.J. Stroud on the other side.
It is, Freddie. You know, he coached a bowl game last year, and for them, this is his first regular season game as a full-time Notre Dame head coach going into the Horseshoe, 17-point underdogs. I don't see how they get out of there at all. You know, Ohio State have superior athletes compared to Notre Dame, and when you look at Notre Dame, yes, they come with a lot of hype, the number 5 team in the country, and that's respectable and understandable. Where are they going to be in the end, though? Are they going to be in the mix in the end? I don't think so.
And Ohio State, Ryan Day, he is a Boston Homers head coach, 18-1 as a head coach in Columbus, and the average score of those games is 50 for Ohio State and 17.3 for the opponents. What's next?
Second down. Number 11, Oregon. At number 3, Georgia.
I'm surprised the spread is only 17. I thought Georgia would be favored by more than that because Oregon, they lose Mario Cristobal, who leaves that program to go to Miami. Dan Lanning, the new head coach, was former defensive coordinator for Georgia last year. And this Georgia team wants to show everybody it wasn't a fluke that they won their first national championship since Herschel Walker was running the football for them in the 80s. They want to show people that they're on that Alabama line, and they get a chance to do that on Saturday at home in Atlanta versus Oregon.
Georgia losing a defensive coordinator to Oregon to become their head coach. It'll be interesting to see what Georgia's defense under Kirby Smart looks like. Is Kirby Smart going to call the defensive plays? Is he heavy involved in the defensive side of the ball? Or are we going to watch Oregon run up and down the field, the traditional Oregon style, although Mario Cristobal tried to change it a little bit prior to him going to Miami? I don't see Oregon being able to take on this physical style and the dominance that Georgia presents itself with. I don't see where Oregon can handle that challenge, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if you're wrong, but I will say this to back up your point. Georgia's at a point right now, Key, that they're going to constantly reload. It is not about rebuilding. Oregon's rebuilding. New head coach, bringing in somebody who they believe in to replace Mario Cristobal. But Georgia now is at that level where they reload in college football. They're not about rebuilding, and unfortunately for Oregon, they're going to find that out in the worst way down in Atlanta against the Georgia Bulldogs on Saturday. What's next?
Third down. Number 23, Cincinnati. At number 19, Arkansas.
Arkansas, 6.5-point favorite. That game Saturday at 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN television. We talk about Alabama, we talk about Georgia and other teams in the SEC. But this Arkansas team continues to do things the right way with their coach. But Cincinnati wants to show people as they get ready to go to the Big 12 that they are ready to face any big dog on opening day like this out of the SEC.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati in this situation for some reason. I know that Desmond Ridder, the quarterback, is no longer there. He's with the Atlanta Falcons, but when I look at this Cincinnati team and what they've been able to build in this situation with Luke, what's his name?
Luke Fickell.
I almost called him Luke Farrell. Luke Fickell, when you look at what he's been able to build since he's been there, it's been a believable program, a dominance program. He's staying the course. He didn't decide to pick up and vote over the last couple of years for a Power 5, so to speak, job. He's sticking around Cincinnati, and he feels that this program is headed in the right direction to compete at an all-time high with the big boys, and this will be a real test for them going up against Arkansas in Arkansas.
You raised a great point about what Luke Fickell has done to get Cincinnati ready to go into the Big 12 conference and a power conference, because he never looked at Cincinnati as a team, even though they were in a group of 5 conference, as a group of 5 team. That's not how he operated. And now, to your point, Key, we're starting to see the fruits of that labor when it comes to Luke Fickell. They're going to play games like this, but they're more than believable that they can actually get a win against an SEC team that many people believe could really sneak in and be maybe a little bit of a threat, a lot closer to Alabama, Texas A&M than anybody wants to think about when it comes to Woo Pig down at Arkansas.
Luke Wilson, Luke Farrell, just all that.
All these Lukes around, Luke Cans, all over the place. What's next?
Fourth down. Right at number 14, USC.
Well, you know we had to put the Trojans in the 4 downs. Keyshawn's alma mammy, 32.5-point favorite. I'm thinking it should be a blowout for the first game in the Lincoln Riley era for your fight on Trojans, Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, that's what we thinking, but you just never know. I'm just being honest with you, man. We sitting at 14, and Caleb Wilson coming over from Oklahoma, and Jordan Addison, another prize portal recruit that we took from the University of Pittsburgh, who was the Biletnikoff winner a year ago, who certainly is very dominant. Guess what number he's going to wear, Freddie?
What's that?
He's going to wear the 3.
Really?
The USC Trojan 3, Jordan Addison. So a lot of heat and pressure is on that young man to play at the highest level, rocking that 3. That's for damn show, and he know.
Yeah. Did you approve that? Because we wanted to know between Pat, Allen, me, and Shannon. We want to know, did you approve of that? Because we know they had to consult you about wearing the number 3 at USC.
I didn't approve it. Carson Palmer signed, because Carson wore it after me, and Carson signed off on it, but I'm fine with it. If Carson signs off, I'm good. No big deal.
Right.
Jordan knows, though, that the college football landscape is watching that 3, especially wearing it at home, as a Trojan, people paying attention to him. So he knows. He's already got the message.
Yeah. You remind me, talking about with USC, well, you never know, 32.5-point favorite against Rice. You remind me of somebody at a wedding where somebody said, it's going to be a wonderful marriage for the bride and groom, and he goes, you never know. And then somebody says, why do you say that? He goes, if they break up soon, I'm going to look like a genius. That's what you sound like, being careful.
No, we're not going to.
know.
No, we're not going to break up with Lincoln Riley. Not at all. Lincoln Riley is right now, he's got about a 2-season. He's got about 2 seasons. He got this year and next year. And then that 3rd year, he's got
Wilson got that kind of guaranteed money from the Denver Broncos. But a couple people want to weigh in about the Donovan Mitchell non-trade to the New York Knicks on his way to Cleveland Cavaliers from the Utah Jazz at 888-ESPN, 888-729-3776. John in Texas, thanks for calling us on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. What you got?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. 3 quick comments on the Knicks. Knicks will be in the playoffs a whole lot sooner without Donovan Mitchell than they would have been without him. His physical skills are eroding, plus he's a problem in the locker room. Lamar Jackson will break the bank. Thank goodness for him that he held out. And most importantly, the 3rd comment. I'm from Plano, Texas, Dallas Cowboy country. As long as we have this cat, he puts up great stats at quarterback, but he does not have the clutch gene, and we will never get to the promised land of the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott as our quarterback. Thank you.
Okay, well, John in Texas went hard. He went hard on Dak Prescott.
Knicks, without Donovan.
Yep.
What was the second one?
The second one was in between Dak Prescott, where he said the Knicks.
No, that was the last one. Dak
Prescott was the last one. The Knicks was the first one. And
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, he went against what you said, that you wouldn't go out there without a contract if you were Lamar Jackson.
Man, I'm not coming in here without a contract, let alone go out there. If you really want to know, I mean, come on. I'm not stepping on the field, Freddie.
Right now, Dave Roberts' head just exploded. Just hearing that right now. Justin Craig's hair just exploded.
I'm not okay. So you expect for Lamar Jackson to? I don't understand the premise of being happy, trying to make yourself happy when you're not happy, and I don't see Lamar Jackson going out on the field. I just don't see it not getting his money. It just doesn't. I can't comprehend doing you a favor, essentially, is what I would be doing if I step on the field. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm stepping on the field for the Baltimore Ravens, I'm doing them a favor.
Right. Well,
I'm not willing to take that chance.
But he's getting $23 million in guaranteed money this year, though. It's not he's playing for no money this year in 2022.
I understand $23 million, but guess what? What if that's the last $23 million? That's how I look at it.
Okay.
That might be what
playing the long game.
What if that's the last $23 million? I know it's not going to happen. Dak Prescott, he got hurt. He still got his money. I get that. That's a different organization.
Right.
It's just like the Cleveland Browns situation. That's a different organization. Every organization is a little bit different. That's why they pick certain players, they release certain players, they pay certain players.